Sup, WoopyFit here. You probably read the title, saw the preview, and now you're maybe wondering, oh, this guy is a green as grass, he doesn't know anything, and he won't tell anything useful out here. If you think like this, stop it. You are not going anywhere. Let's have a deal. If you will learn some useful information by watching this video, you will subscribe and hit the like button. But if it's not, then press the dislike. So okay, we had a deal. Now let's start. In the internet, especially on YouTube, you can find a lot of information how to get 6, 8, 10, even 230 pack of abs. But actually, all this information and videos are garbage. The saddest thing that all these videos were made by famous YouTubers and people trust them. And after watching, they try these exercises and advices day after day without any results. They just wasted their time and lose their hope. If you are one of these hopeless guys, then exactly this video will help you to get 6-pack abs of your dreams. Here is just 4 things, just 4 you gotta know to get abs. The first thing is exercise technique. I have chosen 2 the most famous and common exercises for abs, but one of them is useless shit and the other is incredibly useful. Now you have time to think which one is useful and which one is useless. I will wait. And time is over. Write about your thoughts down below in comments. And here is the answer. The left one is useless and the right one is useful. You should know that the main function of your abs is curl your upper body to your lower body. If you don't do this during exercise, that means that your abs simply doesn't work at all, so it will not gain. Let's look on the left side. Here we can see that I'm just lifting up my legs, so just muscle on my legs work well and my abs doesn't work at all. And it's completely different situation on the right side. I am doing the movement that my abs have to do, so I feel it very well and don't feel other muscles at all. So you can choose any exercise you want, but just make sure that you're using this rule. And also, if you want me to make a video about the best and the worst and dangerous exercises for abs, write about it in comments. The second thing you gotta know is how many trainings you have to do per week and how many exercises you gotta do for one training. Actually, abs it's the same muscles as biceps or chest, for example. So if you think that it's a good idea to train your chest every day with a big amount of exercises, then you can train your abs this way too. But please don't expect any results then. Here's just one way to train your abs with the biggest efficiency. Train it 2 or maximum 3 times in a week and just 1 or 2 exercises with 3 or 4 sets in it. And it's enough, because here's the rule: more doesn't mean better. For example, I train my abs just 1 or sometimes 2 times per week, just with 1 exercise for 4 sets. And as you see, I can't say that I don't have any results. The third thing is percent of your body fat. You can follow all my recommendations or recommendations from other sources, but if you have a fat shield on your belly, then sorry mate, maybe you have an incredible 6-pack abs, but we just can't see it behind all this fat. So if you wanna not just have an abs but also see it, then you must make at least 12 or 14% of body fat. The last but the most important thing is your genetics. I am pretty sure that you have seen some guys on Instagram with deep and nice abs. And also you probably have seen a lot of shredded guys but without any kind of good abs. And your first thought is, oh, maybe this guy doesn't train his abs as well as another. Yeah, maybe. But maybe he doesn't have a good genetics for his abs. You could notice that some people have uneven or not a deep abs. And actually it's fine and normal, because if you have a bad genetics for your abs, then maybe you have an incredible genetics for your chest or something. It's almost impossible to find a person who has a bad genetics for every muscle. Yeah, unfortunately, genetics is the only thing we can't change. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything with it. You should train it, and it still will look much better than abs of guys who don't train it at all. So that's it. We had a deal. Do you remember? If you found something useful in here, then subscribe and hit the like button. And if it's not, then I'm expecting for your dislike. However, write down below in comments what you think about everything I said, and describe your plan of abs training. I really would like to read it and maybe find something useful for me too. Catch you in the next videos. Bye!